Hi friends, let us see some questions related to data interpretation. Okay, as we discussed earlier, before going to DIs, we have to be strong on averages, ratios, variations, and percentages. Okay, so you have to be strong on averages, ratios, percentages. So these will be very helpful for making your DI calculations so easy. Now let us see the questions that were being frequently asked in GATE. Okay, see the first one. This is a pie chart and the total pie chart is given in 360-degree format, because see, observe here, food is given as 54 degrees, rent is given as 72 degrees. Income is equal to expenditure plus savings, it seems. Monthly expenditure of the family is 10,800 rupees. So this entire chart value is equal to 10,800. So 360 degrees is equal to how much? 10,800. Okay, now see the first one. What is the total expenditure of the family towards food? It means, so how many degrees is food? 54. Now same here, if 360 degrees is equal to 10,800, now what is the value of 54 degrees is the question asked. Normal calculation, 54 degrees by 360 into 10,800. Now see here, 361s and here 363s, right? So 54 into 30 is nothing but equal to how much? 54 into 30 is nothing but equal to 54 into 30 is nothing but equal to 1620, right? 1620. 3 4s are 12, 3 5s are 15, 1 1620. Calculations are very easy if you can represent the data correctly. Now what is the total expenditure of the family towards travel and medicine together, it seems? So see here, medicine is 69 degrees, so travel is 45 degrees. So we need the value of 69 degrees plus 45 degrees together. Now what is the value of 69 plus 45? 114, isn't it? 69 plus 45 is nothing but 114. Okay, now again similar case. See here, 360 degrees is equal to 10,800 as given in the question. Now what is the value of 114 degrees? Now see here, this is nothing but 3. Now 114 into 3 will be your answer, right? 114 into 3 is nothing but how much? I mean 30. I am really sorry, 30. 114 into 30 will be how much? 3420. Now that is the answer, right? Next one. Next question. What is the ratio of total expenditure of family towards education and travel together? Education and travel together is nothing but 36 plus 45. 36 plus 45 is 81 degrees, right? Now to the expenditure of family towards clothing and medicine, see here, clothing and medicine is 69 plus 84. Now what is the value of 69 plus 84? 153. Am I right? Now see here, 153. Automatically the degrees itself will help you to know the answer, because see here, 360, 10,080 will all get cancelled. Now the ratio between this will be your answer. See here, 9 9s are 9, 17s are, so answer will be 9:17. Next one. What percentage of total expenditure on food and education together? Food and education together. Food is 54 degrees and education is 34 degrees. So 54 plus 36 is nothing but 90 degrees. See here, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. So out of total expenditure means 360, right? So he see here into 100, this is nothing but 1 by 4. 1/4 is how much? We have seen in averages percentages, 25 percentage. Next question. If the family saves 10% of monthly income, then what is the monthly income of the family? It seems, see here, total monthly income is equal to how much? Expenditure plus savings. Savings is 10%, it seems. So if income is 100%, so your expenditure must be 90%. So see here, this entire pie chart value is equal to 90% of family, right? See here, so 10,800 will be equal to how much? 90%. So you have to find out 100% value, the income of the family. That will be nothing but, see here, 10,800 divided by 90 will lead you to 120 into 100 will give you 12,000. See here, crisscross this, right? Crisscross this, 10,800 into 100 divided by 90. 9 ones are 9 twos are. So total answer will be what? 12,000. So answer will be 12,000. Now this is a variable chart where the information is given. You have to find out the information and find out the answers. Okay, now observe the questions there. These questions are based on the following table, which shows the price of each car manufactured by companies A, B, C, D, E in rupee lakhs, it seems. So in 1998, A company car cost was 3.2 lakh, right? In for company B, 1999, what is the car cost? 3 lakh. Now have you observed the data? Now shall we go to the questions? Okay, now see the questions there. From 2000 to 2001, from 2000 to 2001, for which company is the percentage increase in the price of a car it manufactured the highest? Okay, will be the highest, it seems. Now observe the things. From 2000 to 2001, it seems, from here to here, right? Now have you observed the things? Can you find out the answer, right? How will you calculate this? Now see here, for 2000 to 2001, increase in value is 0.5 and the initial value is 4 into 100. Now that is nothing but 1 by 8. 1 by 8 is equal to how much percentage? 12.5. So for A it is 12.5. Now observe for B, 3.6 is the initial value, final value is 4.2. Now the difference between them is what? 0.6 by 3.6 for B, that is nothing but 1 by 6. 1 by 6 is equal to how much? We have seen the questions. 1 by 6 is nothing but 16.6 percentage. Now you must be very fast in average calculations. For C, see here, initial value is 5.6, next value is 6.4. Difference in the value will be 0.8. 0.8 divided by 5.6, that is nothing but equal to 1 by 7. 1 by 7 is equal to how much? 14.28. Observe the averages video again. Okay, 14.28. Now D, 5.7 to 6.3, the change in value is nothing but 6, right? 0.6 divided by 5.7. now observe this will be equal to nearly 1 by 9. 1 by 9 is nothing but how much? 10.1 percentage, right? Now observe E, 6 to 6.4 it seems. So 0.4 is the change by 6 will lead you to less than 10, right? 4 by 60 is nothing but less than 10, 1 by 25. Am I right? Now the highest is for B, 16.6 percentage, right? Now calculate the things like this, you can get very easily. Next, the next question, find the average annual increase in the price of the car manufactured from 98 to 2000. You are asked to find out average annual increase, right? If the question is like this, average annual increase, then we have to find out the difference between the last year to the initial year. Now the last year is 5.4, initial year is 3.2, right? divided by see here how many year changes are there. 98 to 99 will be 1, 99 to 2000 will be 2, 2000 to 2001 will be 3, 2001 to 2002 will be 4. Now that must be written in the denominator. Now you will get the answer very easily. Now what is the answer? See here, this is nothing but 2.2 by 4 into lakh, right? Everything is given in lakh. Now this is 5.5, I mean 0.55, that will lead you to 55,000, right? Final minus initial by change in years will lead you to know the average annual increase, right? These things you can get in probability and statistics also. Now if the ratio of number of cars sold by A and B in 99 was 4:5 it seems, okay, find the ratio of total revenue. So see here, ratio means upon removing a common factor you will get a ratio. Let us consider the common factor as X. Now how many cars were sold by A? 4x. Now how many cars were sold by B? 5x in 1999. Now each car rate is in 99 what it is? 3.6. Now each car rate of B in 99 was 3. Is it 3? Yes, 3. Am I right? Now see here, calculate this, we will get 3 1s are 3, 1.2s are 1.2 into 4 is 4.8. X gets cancelled. Now it is to 5, so totally it will be 48 is to 50. Totally what we get? 24 is to 25 upon simplification. See here, 2 25s to 24s, so answer will be 24 is to 25. Next question, the percentage increase in price of the car manufactured by which company from 2001 to 2002 is same as the percentage increase in price of B from 98 to 99. Now observe the percentage increase in B from 98 to 99. Say this is nothing but 0.3 by 2.7 into 100. This is nothing but 1 by 9. 1 by 9 is nothing but 11.11 percentage. So observe which company has 11.11 percentage increase in 2002 from 2001. Now see here, we have seen from 2001 from 2002, right? See here, observe here, then your ratio must be 1 by 9. Okay, now let us come from D. See, observe, when you observe D, what is the ratio change there? I mean final minus initial is 0.7 divided by 6.3, that is nothing but 1 by 9. So see here, D value will be equal to this. So answer will be D. Now observe the remaining things also. For B, what is the change here? 4.2 to 4.9 is nothing but how much? 0.7 by 4.2, that is nothing but 1 by 6, which is not equal to B in 98 to 99. Observe, see here, 6.4 to 7.04, that is nothing but 0.64 divided by 64, that is see here 0.1 percentage change. So answer will be D here, which has both equal fractions, right? Now if the price of a car manufactured by D is increased from 2002 to 2003 by same percentage as it increased from 2001 to 2002, find the approximate price of a car manufactured by in 2003. Now what is the percentage change of D from 2001 to 2002? That is nothing but 0.7 by 6.3, which is equal to 1 by 9, right? 1 by 9 into 100 is equal to 11.1 percentage. So this has to be the increase in price from 2002 to 2003 also, it seems. Now see here, in 2002 what is the price? 7 lakh. Now 11% has to be increased. See here, a 10% will increase in 0.7, right? So only 1% is left. A 10% increase will lead you to 0.7 increase, right? So upon observing the options, only D satisfies. No need to calculate the things, right? 7 lakh must be 100%, or otherwise calculate like this, 11, it must be 111.1 percentage. Now observe the calculation. Without calculation we can see this 111.1 into 7 will lead you to this. See here, 7.77 means that is nothing but equal to 7.8, right? So next DI, this is a bar graph. Okay, observe the bar graph. The number of units produced in thousands by two different companies P and Q in the year 2005 through 2010 was given there, it seems. Now what is the first question given there? This is an easy question that is being frequently asked in GATE. What is the average number of units produced by P over the years 2005 through 2010? Average units produced by P, it seems. Now what are the units produced by P in 2010? White mark is P and dark mark is Q. Now see here, 30 in 2005, 25 in 2006, 40 in 2007, 50 in 2008, 25 in 2009, 40 in 2010. Average means how many years are there? 6, right? Add the numerator values. What do we get? 210. 210 by 6 is nothing but 35. Add 1000 so that as the units are given in thousands, so 35,000 must be your answer, right? Next question. What is the total number of units produced by company P and Q together in 2006 and 2018? P and Q together in 2006 and 2008, it seems. See here, the total value here is 55. The total value here is 85. 55 plus 85 is nothing but how much? 140 into thousands. So that will lead you to 1,40,000. Easy question, easy pickings. Next, in which year is the total number of units produced by P and Q together account for 80% of the total number of units produced in any year, it seems. Okay, now P and Q together in 2005 have made 70, total 70,000 units, right? Next, in 2006 it is 55, in 2007 it is 75, in 2008 it is 85, in 2009 it is 60. In 2010 it is 70. Now the question is, in which year is the total number of units produced by company P and Q together account for 80% of the total number of units produced in any year? It seems okay. Now observe here, 75. 80% of 75 is nothing but how much, right? 80% of 75 is nothing but, see here, 75 by 100 into 83 by 4, 20. Now total will give you to 60. Now 75 is in which year? 2007. Now 80% of the total means 2009, right? This is 7. So in which year it is 80% of the units produced in any year together means 2009 gives you the 80% value of the remaining year, that is in 2007. Next, by what percent is the number of units produced by company P in 2008? 2008 is 50 more than the number of units produced by company Q in 2007. In 2007 company Q produced 35. So answer will be what? 50 minus 35. More than Q means denominator will be 35 into 100. That will lead you to 3 by 7 into 100. So 3 by 7 into 100 is nothing but 300 by 7. That leads you to 42 6 by 7 percentage. There is no option here, so option is none of these. Next question, what is the ratio of average units produced by company Q in the year 2005, 6, 7 together? Q it seems Q in 2005 produced how many units? 40. In 6, 30. In 7, 35. Average is 2. This is Q. To P in year 2008 and 10 together. 8 and 10 together. It's in 8 it is 50. In 10 it is 40 by 2. This must be your ratio. Now this value is equal to how much? 70. 105. That will be equal to 35. Right? Thousands will be taken away. Now 90 by 2 is 45. That is nothing but, see here, 5 7s are 5 9s are. Option will be first option. Right. Now this type of data sufficiency questions are being asked in GATE since 2 years. Observe this question. A question is followed by data in the form of two statements labeled as 1 and 2. You must decide whether the data given in the statements are sufficient to answer the questions. Using the data, make an appropriate choice from 1 to 4 as per the following guidelines. Mark your choice as 1 if statement 1 alone is sufficient to answer the question. If statement 2 alone is sufficient, mark answer 2. If statement 1 alone or 2 alone is sufficient to answer the questions, mark 3. If both 1 and 2 are not sufficient, answer 4. If both 1 and 2 are sufficient to answer but neither statement, if both together are sufficient to answer the questions, mark answer 5 it seems. Now observe the first question. What is the price of 15 apples plus 25 mangoes is the question. Can you find out the answer? See the first statement, 3 apples plus 5 mangoes is 153 it seems. Can you get the answer? Yes. By multiplying this equation with 3 lead you by 5, multiplying with this equation with 5, you will get 15 apples, 25 mangoes, that will be 115 through 5. We don't need any answer. We can get the answer. That's the question, right? See here, we can get the answer. Okay, from first statement. Second one, the price of 21 apples plus 35 mangoes is 336 it seems. Can you get answer from this statement? Yes. If you can multiply this statement with 5 by 7, see here, 7 ones are 7 threes are 5 into 3 will become 15. 7 here, 7 ones are 7 fives are 5 fives are becomes 25. Now you can get answer from statement 2 also, right? So you can get answer from statement 1 alone or 2 alone. So answer will be C3, mark 3. Similarly, find out next one. Find the speed of the boat in still river it seems. Okay, let us consider boat speed as v, river speed as u. Now can you find out the speed of the boat in still river is the question asked. The upstream and downstream, upstream is nothing but v minus u is 12 it seems, and v plus u downstream is nothing but 16. Upon simplification, can we get this? This is 28 and v is 14. We can get answer from first statement. Okay, the upstream journey v minus from second statement takes twice as downstream journey. Can you get answer? No, you can get a relationship between v and u, but you cannot get an answer from statement 2. So answer will be first one. Next question. What is the ratio of first number to the second number given that their product is not 0? Their product is not 0. Let us consider the first number as x, second number as y, and x into y must not be 0 it seems, right? Now from the first statement, can you get anything? See here from first one, the square of first number x square is twice of second number. Can you get the number? Can you get the ratio? No, you have to get the ratio as x by y, right? Can you get? No, you can get a value of x square by y. From second one, can you get the things? From second one is cube of first number is equal to square of second number. No, you cannot get the value of x by y. Combine these two equations. Let us see whether we can get or not. Yes, we can get it, right? See here, this can be written as x square y by x square is equal to 1 by 2, and this can be written as x cube by y square is equal to 1. Can we write it as, right? Now observe here, multiply these two equations, y by x square into x cube by y square is equal to nothing but 1 by 2 by 1 is 1 by 2. So x gets cancelled, y square y gets cancelled, the remaining thing will be x by y, that is equal to 1 by 2. By combining both equations, we are getting the answer. So option must be 5, right? Observe the options keenly and answer the questions. How many rupees of profit is made by selling an article is the question it seems. From first statement, you can find it out, cost price as 75. From the second statement, the selling price of article is 3 times the cost price. By using this both statements together, we can shortly see here, substitute first statement here. Can you get the SP? Yes, you can get the SP. No need of answer. You can get the answer, right? So answer by using both statements together. Fifth option. What is the sum of present ages of father and son it seems? Now see here, what is the first statement? 5 years. Let us consider father's age is f, son's age is s. Now 5 years ago means f minus 5 is equal to how much? Thrice that of son's age. Thrice that of son's age means s minus 5. Okay, now this is the first one. Second one, 8 years hence the sum of their ages will be 66 years it seems. This is first statement. Second statement is here f plus 8, hence means f plus 8 plus s plus 8 is equal to 66. 8 plus 8 is 16, so f plus s is equal to 66 minus 16, that is equal to 50. Can you get the sum? Yes, you are getting the sum from the second statement alone. So answer must be what? 2. Right? See the next one. Next question takes more calculations. Okay, just concentrate on the question. Okay, now study the following pie chart. There you are given with 2 pie charts and answer the questions that follow. Percentage of employees from different departments participating in a tree plantation program, it seems. So these are the complete employees participating in tree plantation program from different departments. Percentage of female employees from different departments participating in tree plantation program. Total female employees is 1800. This is not 18,000. Make it as 1800, because see here total number is 4000. How can be female employees 18,000? It is 1800. Now let us make calculations easy. Okay, let us write the female part first. Okay, now observe the things. See the first question. What is the ratio of number of female employees from quality control department to the number of female employees from the clerical department? Now see here, female employees quality control to clerical department, it seems. Okay, now how many are there in quality control? 25%, right? 25 by 100 into 1800 is equal to how much? Clerical department 20 by 100 into 1800. Now see here, is there anything to calculate here? Everything gets cancelled. 25 to 20 is left, so answer will be 5:4. Am I right? Yes, answer is 5:4. So we have to move to and fro. Please be keen on that. What is the difference between the number of male employees from human resources and quality control? See here, you are asked to find out difference between male it seems. Okay, in which department? Human resource department and QC department, right? HR to QC is the question asked, and again difference, right? Male employees, it seems. You have to find out male employees. Now see here, in HR department 15% employees are female, it seems. Observe here, 15 of 1800 is how much? Can you get the value? 10% is 180, 5% is 90. 180 plus 90 will lead you to how much? 270. Okay, so 270 are females in HR. Now QC, how many are there? 25%, means 1/4. 1/4 is nothing but 450, right? 1/4 is nothing but 450, right? These are female employees. Now you have to find out male employees. Total employees are 4000, it seems. Now in HR department 12% employees are there working in plantation program. Out of 4000, 12% means how much? Can you get this? 10% value is 400, 1% value is 40. Now 2% value is 80, right? 400 plus 80 will be how much? 480. So totally there are 480 employees in HR department. In QC 30% are there, it seems. 30% is nothing but 1200. Now if you subtract these values, you will get the male ones, right? 480 minus 270 is equal to 210. Now 1200 minus 450 is equal to 750. Now difference between them is nothing but 540. 540 is your answer. Yes. Is there any 540 option? Observe this. Yes, there is option. So answer is 540. Now, what is the ratio of number of male employees from marketing department to the number of male employees from production department? It seems similar case, marketing and production. So how many are there in marketing? 10% members are there, means 400 total members are there. See here again, 180 members are there, 180 female employees are there. Okay, so 400 minus 180 will be equal to 220. Okay, for your convenience I will remove this so we can have more calculations. Okay, 400 minus 180 will be 220 male employees in marketing department. Okay, next one, marketing and which department? Production department, right? How many total members are in production department? 8%. It seems 10% value is 400 and remove 2% 80, so totally there are 320 employees, and out of the remove female employees from production, 180 are female, so 320 minus 180 is nothing but 140. So our answer must be 220 is to 140, 11 is to 7 must be your answer, right? Is it correct? Yes, 11 is to 7 option is there, so we are correct. Next one, the number of what percentage of employees from accounts department are male? It seems what percentage of employees from accounts department are male? It seems. Okay, for our convenience let us remove some part for calculations. Okay, next, see here, accounts department. So how many females are there in accounts department? 20% are there. 20% is nothing but equal to 360 members. So how many total members are there in accounts department? 15%. 15% is nothing but, see here, 400 is 10, 200 is 5, so totally how many members are there? 600 members are there. Now see here, 600 members are there, so female employees lead to how much? 60%. So the remaining must be males, so males are 40 percentage, right? So try to find out easy way to calculate, right? See here, males are 40 percentage. Now the number of female employees from quality control department is what percentage of number of males from the same department? Okay, now observe this, how many were there in quality control? 25% are there from quality control department, so 1/4 value, that is nothing but 450 divided by, now how many were there in quality control totally? 30%, 1200. So males are 750. If you remove 450 from 1200, that will be 750. You have done the same in the previous question. This is your percentage, that is nothing but equal to how much? See here, calculations, 5 9s are 5 1s are 5 15s are 5 3s are 5 5s are 3 by 5 into 100 is nothing but equal to 60 percentage. So your answer must be 60 percentage, right? Option 1. So this is the way to find out. See here, we have given questions that were at level of gate and 5 times above level of gate. These questions are very helpful for your gate examination. Okay, thank you. Hi friends, let us discuss the second part of data interpretation. Okay, now see the questions, right? There will be two questions in aptitude in DI. Okay, focus more on this. Roxford Asian dictionaries, specially meant for sale in Southeast Asia, are to be sold only in the countries of India, Pakistan, Malaysia, Bangladesh, and Indonesia. The following pie chart gives the distribution of profit from the sale of dictionaries in these countries in 2012 and 13. Now here data is left, right? The profit is 15,06360 dollars. The total profit they got is 15,06360 dollars. Now see the first question. What is the difference between the profit of Malaysia and that from Nepal? Now how will you calculate? See there, Malaysia is 75 degrees and Nepal is 15 degrees. So your answer must be difference of Malaysia and Nepal. Am I right? That is nothing but how much? 60 degrees. Now total 360 degrees is 15 lakh 6,360 dollars. Now what is the value of 60 degrees? Normal calculation. 60 degrees by 360 into 15 lakh 06 360. 61 sir, 66 sir, and 6 will calculate here. Now see the thing, 1 by 6 into 15,06360 divided by 6 will give you 2,51,060 dollars. So this is the difference between Malaysia and Nepal profit. Okay, now by what percentage is the profit from Pakistan more than that from Indonesia? Now Pakistan is 90 degrees. No need to calculate entire things. If you can observe the pie chart clearly, then you can get the answer. Now Indonesia is 40 degrees. Now see here, final minus initial by initial. 90 minus 40 is 50, and you have to compare with Indonesia. So denominator must be Indonesia into 100, right? So 500 by 4 is the answer, right? Am I right? Now what will be the increase in percentage? Will it be 125? Yes, C option. Now this is the way to observe the questions. Okay, yes. Now see the next data. The table gives the breakup of percentage of vitamins A, B, C, D contained in 4 vitamin drinks 1, 2, 3, 4. The cost of drinks 1, 2, 3, and 4 are respectively 100. Now second drink is 250. It was left in the question, sorry for that. And third drink is 200, and fourth drink is rupees 150 per liter. two of two of more or drinks can be mixed in any ratio to produce a drink containing the vitamins in the required ratio, right? Two or more drinks can be mixed to make a drink of similar ratio, right? Now what is the first question? What is the least cost per liter of a drink which contains at least 25% of vitamin A, and that drink must contain at least 25% vitamin A, and it must be least cost. Now see here, drink 1 is 100 rupees, the least cost drink is 100, and the next least cost is 4 drink. Yes, now see here, drink 1 contains A 20% and drink 4 contains A 40%. Now mix this alligation rule. See here, 20 of vitamin drink 1, 40 of drink 4, mix to get a concentration of 25%. Now in what parts should be mixed? 20, 25 minus 20 is 5, 40 minus 25 is 15. This is nothing but 3 is to 1. So you have to mix drink 1 and drink 4 in 3 is to 1 ratio. Now drink 1 is 100 rupee cost, so 3 into 100 will be 300, plus drink 4 is 1 part, 1 into 150 is 150, by total parts are 4. Now 450 by 4 is nothing but 112.50. Got the thing? See here, alligation diagram, right? Okay. Next question. If a drink which contains at least 20% of each of vitamins A, B, C, D is to be prepared, then what would be the least cost per liter incurred? Each drink must contain 20% at least A, B, C, D it seems, and it must be least cost it seems. Least cost is drink 1, and the next least cost is drink 4, as drink 2 is 250 rupees, right? Next, see the things here. Drink 1 contains A 20%, okay, B 30%, so least 20, and D. Only the thing is C, right? And drink 4 contains A least 20, B doesn't meeting the standards, and C is meeting the standards, and D is not meeting the standards. Now if you mix drink 1 and drink 4, the only thing we have to check is the C thing, right? See here, if C can be matched, then the entire thing is matched, right? So in first drink C contains 10%, in this fourth drink C contains 35, and when they are both mixed, then it must contain 20%. Now what is the allegation here? 15, this is 10, and this is nothing but 3 is to 2. So if you want a drink which contains at least 20% of ABCD with least cost, you have to mix drink 1 and drink 4 in 3 is to 2 combination. Now 3 into 100 rupees plus 2 into 150 rupees divided by 5, this total will get you how much? 600 by 5. 600 by 5 is nothing but 120, right? B. If a drink which contains 25% of vitamin C is to be prepared at least cost, then the ratio in which any two drinks can be mixed is the question asked. Okay, now 25% means you have to mix drink 1 and again drink 4, right? See here, drink 1 contains C 10%, and drink 4 contains C 35%, so you want a 25% mixture. Now what is the thing here? 10 minus 25 is 15, is it? 25 minus 10 is 10. So what must be the ratio? 2 is to 3. So you have to mix in 2 is to 3 of drink 1 and drink 4 in order to get C of 25%. So option C. Next one. If not more than 2 liters of each drink is available, not more than, so each drink maximum level is 2 liters only, then what can be the maximum percentage of vitamin B in a drink obtained by mixing 2 or more drinks, and if the cost of resulting drink should not exceed rupees 175? And see here, and the cost must not exceed rupees 175. Now what to be taken? Drink 2 is 250 rupees, as I said earlier, we have missed this data. Now see here, percentage of vitamin B, maximum percentage. If you want maximum percentage, then you have to take drink 1 and 2, right? And the cost must not exceed 250, it's 175 it seems. Let us see here, drink 1 of 30 rupees, I mean 30 concentration, drink 1 of 45. Now let us take with values, okay, values, let us take with values. See here, drink 1 cost you 100 rupees and drink 2 cost you 250 rupees, and your mixture cost must be 175. Now what must be the mixing ratio? See here, 100 minus 175 is 75, and 250 minus 75 is 75. Now drink 1 and drink 2 must be mixed in 1:1 ratio, right? Now if not more than 2, then what is the maximum percentage of vitamin B? So see here, maximum percentage of vitamin B, 1 into 30 plus 1 into 40 by 2 is 1 is to 1. So 30 plus 40 is 70, 70 by 2 is 35. So your resulting B vitamin must be 35%. There is no option, so option is none of these. Okay, see here, the following diagram gives information about percentage of eligible students recruited by 3 companies, it seems. Okay, then TCS, Infosys, and Wipro in 5 colleges. Okay, PQRST. Only these 3 companies visited the 5 colleges for recruitments in each college. All the students who were eligible to apply for campus interviews were selected by one of the 3 companies. So there are no students without any selection. Each and every eligible candidate are selected in those 3 companies. See here, the final year students are this 360, 400, and the eligible candidates are given here. Now let us make a table, right? Now what are the candidates? P, Q, R, S, T. Now let us make total eligible candidates for TCS, Infosys, Wipro. Okay, let us make a table here to make calculations easy. Yes, now see here, out of 360 of college B, only 83.3 are eligible for placements, it seems. Now 83.3 of 360 is nothing but 300. Okay, next, out of 400, only 80% are eligible, it seems. Now Q is how much? 320. 80% means yes. Now see here, 600, 72 percentage of 600 is 432. Yes, you're right. Now see here, PQR, yes, 480 members are there, and out of 480, 75% of yes are eligible. Okay, 75% of eligible is 360 are eligible for yes. Now again, see here, 80 percentage are eligible in T college, it seems. Totally how many are there? 500 students are there, and out of that 80% are eligible means 80 percentage of 500, 80 percentage of 500 is 400, right? So 400 are eligible from T. Now let us write how many were selected in TCS, right? For P, observe like this, TCS is this. See, you have to follow the diagram, okay, like this, right? T for P, Infosys is this. For TP, Wipro is this is the way to observe the diagram. You have to follow the point and draw a straight line towards the point. Okay, now how many were eligible for TCS from P? 25%. 25% of eligible means, see here, 25 into 300 is nothing but 75 members are eligible, I mean placed for TCS. Now for Infosys, again 75%. Now it will be 75. Now how many for Wipro? Remaining things 150. Yes, very good. Next, for Q, similarly, see here, for Q, observe the things. For Q, Wipro, how many members are there? 25%. 25% of 320 means 80 members for Wipro. Now for Infosys it is nothing but, see here, 25, 50. Between 25 and 50 means how much? 37.5. 37.5 is nothing but 3 by 8. We have seen previously 3 by 8 of 320. See, 8 ones are 8 fours are, so 120 members. Totally 200 members are over, so remaining 120 must be there in TCS. Similarly, right for R, see here 50% are eligible for 50%. You have to draw a straight one, right? Okay, 50% are eligible for TCS, it seems. So how many were eligible? See here, 206 plus 432 divided by 2. 4 432 divided by 2 is nothing but 216 members are eligible for, I mean placed for TCS. Now for Infosys R, see here it is 12.5. Am I right? Yes, 12.5. 12.5 is nothing but 1 by 8. Now 432 divided by 8 is nothing but 54. Now out of 432, 216 were selected for TCS and 54 were selected for Infosys. The remaining 162 will be selected for Wipro. No need to check the things, right? Now for yes, total 360 were eligible. Now see here, for TCS it is 1 by 8, right? 1 by 8 is nothing but 45. Now again for Wipro it is 3 by 8. Am I right? That is nothing but 135. Wipro is 135. Next, 135 plus 45 is nothing but 180, and remove 360, 180. Now 180 members will be for Infosys. Yes, we are right. Now for T, observe for T. T Infosys is 50% the same, so 200 members must be in Infosys. Again, observe here for Wipro 1/8 means 50 members. Now 250 are over, 150 must be for TCS. So this is the table. Now once table is over, remaining calculations are very easy. See the first one. What is the maximum number of students recruited from any of the given colleges by a single company? It seems by a single company. Again we'll see the question once. What is the maximum number of students recruited from any of the given colleges? Okay, by a single company, what is the maximum recruitment? Observe this. See here, TCS from our college, so answer must be 216. Now got the thing. What is the total number of students recruited by Infosys in the 5 colleges together? Total number of students recruited by Infosys, it seems. So you have to add all the things, right? Add all the things, you'll get the answer. 75 plus 120 plus 54 plus 180 plus 75 plus 120 plus 54 plus 180 plus 200, that leads you 629. Total 629 candidates are selected by Infosys. In how many of the given college did either Infosys or TCS recruit more than 180 students? In how many of the given colleges TCS or Infosys recruited more than how many? 180 students. Let us see how many colleges. See here, more than 180 means R by TCS, and again S by Infosys, and again see here 4 in T. So totally how many? 3 colleges. This is the way to observe the answers. Next, from which college did Wipro recruit the highest number of students? Wipro highest number of students. Let us check the data. In our college 162, so answer must be Next, approximately what percentage of total students of the given colleges were recruited? Approximately what percentage of the given students were recruited, it seems. Okay, now see here, totally how many students are there? 360 from P college, 400 from Q college, 600 from R college, 480 from S college, and 500 from T college. Total there are 2340 students. Out of this 2340, how many were selected? 300 from P, 320 from S, 432 from R, 360 from S, 400 from T. Total 1812 members were selected out of how many members? 2340. So total campus placement is how much size? See here. Out of 2340, 1812 members are selected. That is nothing but nearly equal to 78 percentage. Now check the calculation, that will be very easy for you. Now, next, the line graph shows the percentage savings. The line graph shows the percentage savings of two persons A and B over the years 2007 to 2011. Now, what is the first question? If the income of B increased by 25%, 12 by 1, 12 1 by 2%, 20%, and 11 1 by 9% in 2008, 9, 10, and 11 respectively. Then in which of the following years did the expenditure reduce when compared to previous year? Now, see here. Now let us consider the income of B in 2007 is 100x. Okay. Now what is his expenditure in 2007? His savings is 15%, so expenditure must be 85x. Now in 2008, his income increased 12 1 by 2%, means 25 by 2, that is nothing but 12.5, right? Am I right? Increased 25%, it seems. Okay, now his income in 2008 will be 125x. Now what is his expenditure? See here, 25%. 25%, this is 2008, this is 2009, right? Mistake given there, 2008 and 2009. Now see here, expenditure in 2008 will be 125 into 75x, that is nothing but 93.75x. This is the expenditure have increased from 2007 to 2008. Similarly, find out for 2000. Let us consider in 2008. See this graph is independent, right? We have to take any your best value, right? In 2008, let us consider B's income as 200x. Now his expenditure is nothing but how much? 75x. Now in 2009, his income has increased. See here, 12 1 by 2 means 12.5 percentage. Now in next 2009, his income will be 112.5x, as it increased by 12.5x. Now his expenditure will be, see here, his expenditure, what is his expenditure in 2009? It is 36% is the savings. Now 64% will be his expenditure. 112.5 into 64 percentage will lead you to how much? Can you calculate it? This is very easy, 72x. Now see here, his expenditure have reduced when compared to previous year from 2008 to 2009. So answer will be 2009. This is the way to calculate. There, if there are no perfect values, consider the rational values, that will be very helpful for calculations. Okay. Now from 2007 to 2008, if the savings of A increased by 75%, then the percentage increase in expenditure is. Now let us consider income of A in 2007 is 100x. Savings in 2000, savings income is 100x. What is the savings of A? Is it 24? Now 24x is the savings. Okay. Now let us consider income of A in 2008 is 100y. Now what is the savings here? 35%. So 35y. Now see here, his savings have increased to 75%, it seems. So see here, 35y minus 24x by 24x into 100 is equal to 75, it seems. Cancel this 3 4. Now what will be the relationship between y and x? It is 5y is equal to 6x. Now substitute y is equal to 6x by 5, then what do we get? The relationship 78. See here, substitute in the place of y 6x by 5 in this. Now we will get 78x minus 76x by 76x, right? Now that is equal to how much? Into 100 is equal to 2.63. The increase is how much? 2.63 percentage. We have got a relationship between x and y. Substitute here, you will get the value of the things. So you have to find out increase in expenditure, right? Increase in expenditure. Now see here, increase in expenditure. What is the increase in expenditure? In 2007 the expenditure is, savings are 24%, so the expenditure must be 76%. See here, right? Now expenditure in 2009 is, this is 2009, okay, 2009 is 65%, right? 65%. Okay, you have to substitute in the place of y 6x by 5, you will get as 78x, that will be 2.63. Next, 13th one. Next one, the expenditure of A in 2010, this is 2009, is same as that in 2009, it seems. Then what is the ratio of increase in income, income to increase in savings? Okay, now see here, let you consider income of A in 2009 is 100x and 2010 is 100y for A. Now what will be the savings here? 25x in 2009. Am I right? In 2009, the savings in 2009 is 25x. Now, so this is 2008. I am really sorry. This is 2009. Okay, this is 2009 as typo error. 25x, right? Now, savings in 2010 will be 40. Yes, 40y. Now see here, expenditure of A in 2010 is 60y. Am I right? Yes. So expenditure of A in 2010, that is nothing but expenditure of A in 2010 is nothing but 60y, that is equal to same as in 2009. 2009 savings is 25x, so expenditure is 75x. Now relationship between them is 5x is equal to 4y. Now what is the ratio of increase in income to increase in savings is the question, right? Increase in income. What is the increase in income? 100y is in 2010, 100x in 2009. Now increase in savings, 40y minus 25x. Now change the values by using this equation. Either substitute x in the place of y or y in the place of x. Now we will substitute x is equal to 4y by 5. Then we will get as 100y minus 80y by 40y minus 20y. That is nothing but 20y by 20y. Equation will be 1:1. So answer is A. So this is the way to calculate the DI. See here, these DIs are some 5 to 10x levels of gate. In order to have rigorous practice, we have given this. Okay, thank you.